Hello viewers, hope you all are fine. Our today's topic is stress management. Stress is a common phenomenon in our everyday life. Everyone has his or her causes of stress and strategies to cope with it. Everyone is a victim of stress. But the question is, what is stress? We all say, I am stressed. No, I can't bear with it anymore. So much stress in my life. But what is stress? Stress is when we are unable to cope with the demands of the external world, we surrender to stress. So it is our inability to cope with the demands of the external world. We sometimes try desperately to bring a situation under control, but we fail to do so. Such a situation gives rise to stress. The body tries to react to the situation for adjustment and control, and the body's demand for adjustment gives rise to stress. The body wants to react to the changes with physical, emotional, and mental responses, and its inability to do so results in a stressful situation. The proportion of stress is determined by an individual's ability to negotiate the external demands. That is why the level of stress varies from person to person. Excessive work pressure, anxiety, excessive worries, all these lead to a stressful situation. Similarly, low work pressure, lower than one's ability, inferiority complex, different types of problems, they give rise to our stress level. It has its mental and physical effects in a negative way. Now, management of stress means taking care of your attitude, feeling, time, space, environment, etc. The purpose of this taking care is to lead a balanced life. Along with this, we have to maintain healthy interpersonal relationships and maintain cheerfulness, plus develop resilience to face the challenges, face the workloads, take the hard situations under our control. This resilience comes only when we have been able to lead a balanced life. At the same time, it is important to remember that a normal level of stress is necessary, very necessary. It helps us to remain active, dynamic, and productive in our everyday life. If we don't have any stress in life, it will make us lethargic. We lack the drive to act, to lead a meaningful life. So, a certain level of stress keeps us active. It is necessary. It is negative only when it becomes excessive and weighs down upon us. In the moments of excessive stress, we seek ways to get it over. And in our desperation to get over the situation, we resort to unhealthy practices like smoking too much, drinking too much, oversleeping, overeating or undereating, withdrawing from friends and family, and many such things like becoming short-tempered, becoming aggressive. They don't help us in any way. They are unhealthy practices. So we should not resort to these practices to get over our stress. There are various sources of stress. Environmental stress is one. By environmental stress, we mean that comes from the family surroundings, relationship problem in the family, financial constraints. These problems in the family are at the root of stress sometimes. Then there is the workplace problem. Maybe you are not happy with your workplace, the transport problem, your sitting place in the office, your relationship with the colleagues. They become sometimes sources of your stress. Physical illness is another source of stress. Maybe someone is suffering from some chronic physical illness. This causes tremendous recurring mental stress, which is beyond others to realize unless they come to know the person closely. Then there is a personality-related source. A person may be standoffish by nature, may be very shy, has low self-esteem. These often act as sources of stress. Then there is a behavioral problem. Someone who cannot keep his or her things in order, finds problem in managing his or her time. Now, these people frequently face or regularly face stressful situations. They become victims of stress without knowing that the source of stress is with themselves only. And there is the cognitive problem. Maybe a person has set a very high standard for himself without knowing that his ability cannot live up to that standard. And a person tries to be a perfectionist. Now, there is nothing called perfect as such in this world, but your attempt to become perfect, your tendency to become a perfect person or seeing others doing their things perfectly is another big source of stress. The first thing we should do in our attempt to relieve our stress is to try to identify the causes of stress. Identifying the causes of stress is easier said than done, but it is a must. Unless we take the responsibility of our acts, we cannot plan our relief, our modes of relief. Now, to identify the source of your stress, you have to look within. By looking within, I mean to say, look at your habits, your attitudes, your behavior. Unless you take the responsibility of your acts, you cannot bring the situation under your control in most cases. Now, how to identify these causes? First, tell yourself what situations give rise to your stress. How do you react or how do you feel when you feel stressed, when you get stressed? What is your physical reaction to stress? What is your mental reaction to stress? What do you do to relieve these stressful situations? And Do you find your methods of relief healthy or unhealthy? How to relieve our stress? Stressful situations may be of two kinds, controllable and uncontrollable. Some situations are within your control, some are outside your control. First, we will try to change the situation. Change the situation whenever it's possible for you. Maybe some people stress you out. You just try to keep away from the persons. If the person is important to you, try to turn the relationship around. If it doesn't work, avoid the person. Keep off from the person. Similarly, maybe you feel yourself stressed in some situations. Avoid these situations if they are not very important to you. You needn't take the trouble of getting involved or getting there in the situation to stress yourself. Sort out the tasks that you have to do in a day or two according to their priority. Don't take too many tasks on your plates. Make distinction between must and should. The things that you must do should come first, and you can keep the tasks which should be done for a later date. Get rid of the habit of flaunting your ego indiscriminately and frequently. It gets you nowhere. Try to find a middle ground with people with whom you are in conflict with. If both of you make a little bit of compromise, you can easily find a middle ground and your relationship stress may be minimized to a great extent. Management of time is very important. Unless you plan your timings, you will frequently be late and you will frequently get stressed. So plan your tasks ahead, keeping enough time in hand. That helps you a lot to get out of stress. Now, there may be other situations when you cannot change the situation. What would you do? You have to change your reaction to get out of stress. How to change your reaction? For example, you have got caught in a traffic jam. Now, you are not always in a hurry on the road. When you are going to your office, you are in a hurry. But when you are coming back home from office, you are not in that kind of hurry. Right? Now, reframe the problem. You have to think that is it at all necessary to get irritated or angry over the jam? Because I have nothing important to do at home right at the moment. So, if I am late at home, it won't do me a great deal of damage. So you can wait and try to enjoy the time in a different way. You can watch the people around you. You can enjoy music on your mobile phone. You can keep your cool and relax. You can start talking to your co-passenger. So in this way, you can while away the time without being stressed. Then you can follow another mechanism, like maybe you are got stuck in a problem which is stressing you. Think of the big picture. Just think how important it is if what you want to do is delayed or not done, then how far affected will you be in such a situation? If it is not that important to you, if you can wait for a long time, or even if the thing is not done at all, you won't cause you much trouble, then why worry? Just try, and if you fail, forget about it. Don't get stressed with it. And also, you can talk to your friends, take their opinions, enjoy a nice company of friendship with others. These things help a lot. If you keep brooding over the same thing again and again, your stress will never go down. You should know that it is futile trying to control the uncontrollable. So when you find the situation uncontrollable, focus on your positive qualities, what you can do. And we should also keep in mind that challenges make us stronger. The more you face challenges, initially you may feel down, but if you can get it over, if you can negotiate the problem, negotiate the trouble with confidence, it will make you much stronger, much stronger. We all do well to keep in mind that acceptance is a wonderful medicine. What we cannot control, we have to accept. And if we can accept things, we can have peace of mind. The world is not perfect. We all make mistakes, but we have to move on by accepting them. What we should do is to set aside time for leisure, time for friends and family, time for pursuing our hobbies. These things keep us mentally healthy, and at the day's end, we should have time for our own selves. Spend time in nature. Read good books. Listen to music. Have a nice hot cup of tea or coffee. Have a good bath. Sleep well. Have fun. Talk to friends over phone. Entire 24 hours of the day is not for work. Keep time for yourself, for lighter moments. That gives us more life, more energy, and enjoy life to the full.